Have you ever stopped to think about how much of your time and mental energy has been drained by meaningless conversations, disguised judgments, and gossip dressed up as concern? The truth is, every time you engage in this, you're feeding a frequency that pulls you further away from success. Napoleon Hill warned us, if you want a rich life, you must build a mental fortress. Gossip is one of the most subtle, toxic habits that quietly sabotage your growth, productivity, and mindset. What do you really gain from talking about someone else's life? Nothing. Worse than that, you lose your focus, your personal power, and your clarity of purpose. High achievers avoid gossip like a deadly virus because they know it contaminates everything it touches: your goals, your relationships, and your self-image. Instead of entertaining drama, successful people redirect their attention to what actually builds momentum, discipline, clarity, and aligned action. If you're serious about personal development, it's time to break the cycle and make room for mental clarity. Want to think like a millionaire? Start with mastering your mental environment. Every moment you choose not to engage in gossip, you're investing in your emotional intelligence and long-term success. Gossip might feel entertaining in the moment, but it leaves behind a mental residue that slows you down. Replace the urge to criticize with a habit of asking powerful questions like, how can I upgrade my life today? That single shift in focus will elevate your mindset to a completely new level of awareness. And awareness is the foundation of true wealth. Gossip doesn't just waste your time. It quietly reprograms your subconscious. The more you indulge in other people's stories, failures, and scandals, the more you drift away from your own path. Napoleon Hill emphasized the power of autosuggestion, the daily feeding of your mind with intentional thoughts that build your reality. But when you engage in gossip, you're allowing random, chaotic suggestions to enter your mental field. These distractions don't just delay success, they dilute it. They infect your clarity, your discipline, and your hunger. Millionaire thinking requires mental purity, and that starts with mastering what you allow into your internal space. Have you ever noticed how draining it feels to be around people who thrive on gossip? They often live in lack, not just financially, but emotionally and spiritually. That's not a coincidence. Gossip is a language of stagnation. It thrives where purpose is absent and where ambition has been replaced by comparison. High performers, on the other hand, are too focused on building their vision to worry about who said what. They guard their energy like it's gold, because it is. That's the kind of mindset you need if you're ready to step into abundance. Breaking free from gossip doesn't mean becoming antisocial. It means becoming intentional. It's about shifting from shallow interactions to meaningful conversations. When someone tries to pull you into gossip, pause and pivot. Ask them about their goals. Share a book that inspired you. Redirect the vibe. When you do that consistently, you'll start attracting a different circle, one that feeds your growth instead of your fears. Your elevation will start silently removing people who no longer align with your vibration. Let it happen. That's not loss, that's alignment. Let's bring it back to Napoleon Hill. He didn't just talk about positive thinking. He talked about accurate thinking. That means filtering out emotional noise and focusing on what actually moves the needle in your life. Gossip clouds your perception. It makes you reactive instead of strategic. When you let go of drama, you make room for direction. You become someone who speaks power, who speaks solutions, who speaks elevation. And in a world addicted to noise, that silence becomes your superpower. Here's the truth most people don't want to face. You become what you talk about. Your words are not harmless. They are seeds. And if you're constantly speaking on others, you're abandoning your own harvest. It's time to reclaim your narrative. Begin speaking about where you're going, not where someone else fell. The real flex? Speaking vision in a world drowning in opinions. That's what builds legacy. That's what creates real wealth. Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich, warned about the invisible enemies of success, and gossip holds a dangerously silent position among them. For Hill, everything begins in the mind. What you think, say, and listen to directly shapes what you attract. When someone engages in gossip, they're redirecting their mental energy away from building their own future and toward other people's lives. He'll call this a dissipation of creative energy, an unconscious sabotage that erodes focus, self-discipline, and a high vibration needed to thrive. Instead of planting mental seeds of growth, the gossip-driven mind sows discord and harvests stagnation. He'll also emphasize the power of the mastermind, the alliance of minds focused on a higher purpose, as one of the most powerful forces behind great achievements. But gossip is the exact opposite. It breaks trust, poisons relationships, and spreads doubt within any group. A mind fed with rumors and negativity cannot align with a circle of individuals truly committed to excellence. The result is mental and spiritual isolation. And according to Hill, that is fatal for anyone striving for success, because no one prospers alone. True success thrives on shared vibration and collective purpose. Hill taught that failure often begins with distractions disguised as entertainment. Gossip fits this perfectly. It's mental poison wearing the mask of casual conversation. Those who want to experience real wealth, not just financial, but emotional and spiritual, must guard their thoughts as a millionaire guards his fortune. Speaking ill of someone, even jokingly, opens the mind to scarcity, envy, and self-sabotage. That's why removing gossip from your vocabulary is a form of silent wealth. It's a daily decision that separates those who merely dream from those who actually achieve. Now, let me ask you, have you ever been in a situation where gossip almost ruined your peace or revealed someone's true colors? Share your experience in the comments. I read everything. And if this message spoke to your soul, drop this phrase below. My mind is locked on purpose. Let that be your anchor and your public commitment to rising higher. And if you're serious about building the mindset of a millionaire, hit subscribe. This is your space for mental breakthroughs and high vibe transformation. Let's grow together.